This Red Sox offense has been so insane over the last couple of days, it truly feels like they're from an entirely different planet. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. The Boston Red Sox have not lost a game in 6 days. It's been almost a week up until this point. They just finished off sweeping a series of the Toronto Blue Jays. The first time the Red Sox have swept an AL East opponent since 2018. And this series truly did have it all for this Red Sox team. It had comebacks, it had walk-offs, it had underdog stories, and it had just pure domination. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to break down every single game and every single highlight of this Red Sox series. We're going to be talking about why this Red Sox offense is so good right now, breaking down how they've been so successful, and we're going to talk about how this Red Sox team could possibly maintain this winning pace. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. As always, we start with offense first, and if we're going to be talking about this Red Sox offense being otherworldly, we have to start with Masataka Yoshida, who at the plate simply does not look like a human being right now. In this series, he went 9 for 17, including 2 home runs that both went into the Red Sox bullpen. He had multiple doubles, some singles as well, not to mention he had 8 RBIs in this series. I mean, that is otherworldly. You simply can't get Masa out right now. It is incredible watching his at-bats. His average is now up to 317. His on-base percentage is now up to 400. It's so fun to watch what Masataka Yoshida is doing right now at the plate and is by far and away this series MVP. On top of that, Jarren Duran had a pretty good series as well. He continues to become a main piece of this Red Sox offense, especially on the base pass. He went a staggering 6 for 12 in this series with a 1 monster home run to dead center field. He had a double as well. He had 3 RBIs. And he had 2 stolen bases. He literally is contributing offensively in almost every single possible way. Alex Verdugo continues his monster season. He had 5 hits in 13 at-bats, including obviously the walk-off home run in the first game of this series. That now gives Alex Verdugo more walk-off hits than Derek Jeter. Alex Verdugo is truly the definition of clutch, and again, he is continuing this monster pace. If this is the same by the All-Star break, I'm printing Verdugo extension t-shirts. Connor Wong only played in 2 games in this series, but he had a massive impact when he was in. In those 2 games, he hit 556 with 2 really important home runs that really won the Red Sox the game in Game 2. He also had 2 doubles as well. His emergence as a power force in this Red Sox lineup would be so massive for this team. But if you want to learn more about Connor Wong, his emergence, and how he's doing compared to the rest of the league in terms of catching, take a look at my Connor Wong video on my page right now. Rafael Devers is coming back to life a little bit here. He kind of struggled in the first couple games of this series, but finished it really strong. In the last game of this series, he went 3 for 5 with a double and a missile of a home run to go along with 4 RBIs. It really hasn't been a contact issue for Rafi during this slump. What it's really been has been a pitch selection issue, right? He's making contact with as many pitches as he wants to make contact with, but he's swinging at a lot of pitches outside of the zone, especially in 2-strike counts, and he's getting a ton of ground balls or weak fly balls. Rafi getting more selective would bring him back to that power monster that's shooting the ball all over the place that we know and love, and hopefully this game right here is that turning point. Tristan Casas actually, in my opinion, had his first good series of 2023. Hopefully this is a turning point for him. He ended up batting .308 in this series with a .357 on base percentage. He had 4 hits and 2 RBIs. If the Sox can get Casas rolling, I truly feel bad for every other team in Major League Baseball because they may quite literally be unstoppable. Emmanuel Valdez had his first ever Major League home run in this series. Before you ask, yes, he did get the ball back and he sent it to his dad in the DR. Kind of a nice story there. But overall, he went 4 for 12 in this one, 4 RBIs and only 3 strikeouts, which is cool to see from a rookie on this Red Sox team. Justin Turner had a great series in this one too. He had a .444 average with a 1.029 OPS. He had 8 hits with 2 RBIs. On top of that, he only struck out 1 singular time. Yeah, Turner has been just about exactly what this Red Sox team ordered and was exactly what this Red Sox team needed. He is a perfect 3-spot guy who just simply does not get out via strikeouts, so you know he's going to have a productive at-bat. If Justin Turner can add just a little bit of power here to his at-bats, he's going to become a very nice weapon for this Red Sox team in the heart of its order. Overall, like I said, this Red Sox offense has been otherworldly lately, and it was specifically in this series. The one thing that really stood out to me about this Red Sox offense in the Toronto Blue Jays series was just how impactful the young players on this Red Sox team could possibly be, right? Because of the guys that we highlighted in this video, 5 of them were either rookies or they were second-year players. The amount of contribution you are getting from young players on this Red Sox team has been absolutely fantastic. Now, this has a lot to do with the clubhouse culture. It has to do with mindset, and it has to do with confidence in these rookie players. And right now, the Red Sox are getting all of those. The fact that we are getting contributions from these young players on top of the contributing veterans like Justin Turner, like Christian Arroyo, who's turned it on a bit lately, and obviously that's all of that supplements our superstars, who right now are Rafael Devers and Alex Verdugo. All of that combined is why this Red Sox offense has been so successful, right? Masataka Yoshida taking off has been great, but you add in Jarren Duran, you add in Connor Wong, you add in Verdugo, Rafi, and all of a sudden this Red Sox team is a force offensively. They've been a force offensively all year, but this series feels like they really took another step forward in becoming a major key player on offense in Major League Baseball. Now, to keep this going, it's very simple, right? Maintain this same strategy. Allow your young players to impact games and allow them to contribute at the major league level, because they are proving that they can in this series. With the help of these veterans in this clubhouse, instilling confidence and instilling the right mindset in all of these young guys is exactly how the Red Sox keep hitting like this. Obviously, on top of that too, you let Massa do his thing, you let Rafi do his thing, you let Doogie do his thing, and when Duvall comes back, which should be within the next 4 weeks, you let him do his thing as well, and this Red Sox team, especially offensively, could really take off. As for the pitching in this series, Corey Kluber started us off, and he actually ended up with a decent outing. He ended up going 5 1/3 innings, allowing 3 earned runs on 5 hits and striking out 7. I did not realize he had struck out as many as 7, and I was at that game because it really didn't feel like that. Unfortunately, he also walked 4. If he didn't walk 4 people, he probably would have had a really dominant start. That's sort of how he got burned on those 3 runs, was he walked the first 2 batters, and Bo Bichette hit an absolute moonshot, right? So if Corey Kluber can get his walks down over his last couple of starts, he's been pretty decent for this Red Sox team. Tanner Houck had one of the worst starts he's had in a Red Sox uniform so far. He went 6 innings, allowing 6 earned runs on 6 hits. That cannot be a good omen. 6, 6, and 6. He walked 3 batters and struck out 5. Honestly, though, outside of that 5th inning where he gave up those 6 runs, Tanner Houck dominated the Toronto Blue Jays. If Tanner Houck can just figure out how to get from the 3rd inning to the 6th inning, he could be a fantastic pitcher. It's just those 4th and 5th innings where he really does struggle a ton. And if we're talking about roster crunching and trying to figure out where you fit James Paxton and Garrett Whitlock when he comes back, it's going to be a little bit of an interesting discussion with how Tanner Houck has handled the middle innings of his starting career. Nick Pivetta had a great start in this one as well. He went 6 innings, allowed just 3 runs on 5 hits and struck out 6. It was a fantastic start. It's exactly what this Red Sox team needed from a guy like Nick Pivetta. And finally, Brian Bayo finished this series off for this Red Sox team. He ended up going 5 innings, allowing just 2 earned runs. He did end up allowing 4 runs total, but only 2 of them were earned on 6 hits, and he struck out 5, which is great for Bayo because he had a ton of problems with this Blue Jays offense last year. So to see him go out and toss a pretty decent game is exactly what this Red Sox team needed. And overall, in terms of starting pitching, this is exactly what we've been looking for, right? Tanner Houck throws a bit of a stinker, but 3 out of your 4 games, you're getting consistent pitching, and look at what happens, right? The Red Sox start going crazy. As for the bullpen in this series, it was insane. Only Ryan Brazier, of course, and Josh Winkowski, who got a little bit unlucky with the amount of errors Kike had in the same inning, allowed an earned run. Outside of that, the Red Sox bullpen was insane in this series. And again, for the 2nd series in a row, we got to shout out Brennan Bernardino, who's truly becoming a piece to this Red Sox bullpen. He still has yet to allow an earned run, and that includes 2 innings in this series as well. And on top of that too, the Red Sox bullpen bullpen did all of this without having the use of Kenley Jansen available. Kenley was really only available in the last game of this series. So the fact that the Red Sox bullpen was able to close tight games and close games in general without Kenley Jansen is a fantastic sign. Obviously, it's going to be great to have him back, but the fact that the Red Sox bullpen can still close out games without the use of Kenley is fantastic. And overall, like I said, the big highlight in this series for me was that 3 out of your 4 pitchers in this series, starting pitchers in this series, had really quality starts. We mentioned that, hey, if this Red Sox team wants to go on longer winning streaks and wants to be able to win at a more consistent level, they're going to have to get consistent starts from their starting pitchers. And up until this point, we hadn't really seen that. Now you're starting to see we've had 6 pretty decent quality starts in a row outside of Tanner Houck's 5th inning. And what happens? The Red Sox don't lose. We knew this Red Sox offense was going to be insane. We knew that this Red Sox offense had the potential to be very, very good. The starting pitching so far this season has been your weakest link. If this starting pitching can do what they did in this series over a consistent period of time, this Red Sox team is a very, very dangerous team. And overall in this series in general, this to me was the most fun series to watch of the 2023 season so far, not just because the Blue Jays have had our number for the last couple of years, but because of how in sync this Red Sox team was. The offense was literally playing like they're from Jupiter. The starting pitching was actually pretty decent. You got absolute work from your Red Sox bullpen, and everything was sort of coming together, right? That was exactly what we wanted to see for this Red Sox team, and it happened at the perfect time. All in all, again, this was just a fun series to watch, and I truly think this Red Sox team can keep this kind of play going if they get consistent starts from their starting pitching, because this offense genuinely looks unstoppable right now. But that's just my opinion, so let me know in the comment section down below. What did you think of the Red Sox in this latest series? What do you think of the Red Sox so far this season? What do you think of the Red Sox winning 6 in a row? And what do you think of this Red Sox offense, pitching staff as well? Let me know all your thoughts on the latest Red Sox series in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.